So what did Jeshua do to emanate that love that I felt from him during my regression? Hey guys, John here in Akron, Ohio, finishing up my mug of coffee this morning. And I wanted to hop on here and talk about this comment because I thought it was a great comment because what Jeshua did is something he wanted us all to do. So I wanted to hop on. Let me just read this exactly the way it was written. I wonder if that is what Jeshua did when he was emanating that much love energy to where people could feel it when they got close to him. This was in response to a video I called. This was in response to a video called "Meditation the Easy Way," and you already know how. The feeling of love is our nature. It's who we are. What makes us feel less loving is our fears, our anxieties, the things that make us feel separate from love. And what Jeshua did was he came back to live each moment very presently and fearlessly. And I've often said in other videos that every transcendental experience you'll ever have is both present and fearless. And the past is done. The future is not set. You only live in the present moment. So making the only moment you ever live as loving and caring as possible, you get to reap the benefits of that. The other part of this is, you know how when you come up to a dog, you come up to a dog happy, joyful, a lot of times the dog goes, but you walk up to that same dog fearfully, and the dog will growl and step back and feel, right? That's because the dog can feel your fear, What Jeshua was doing was being fearless. He was walking openly in love. And it's a matter of really understanding that when you walk that way, you have the ability to change the environment around you. A lot of people will call it charismatic. Somebody who has a big charisma. They walk into a room and they brighten the room, right? That charisma is their fearlessness. They come in just totally open and talking to people, totally open to discussion, totally open to be themselves, totally authentic. That authentic self, most of us will hide from our authentic selves and, we'll try to morph ourselves to fit somebody else's need or somebody else's expectation, when in reality, the more we're ourselves, the happier we are. Because the more we're truly authentic to ourselves and doing things that we love to do, no matter what anybody else thinks about them, then, it's like my father loved golf. Everything he ever did was about golf. And he did it to the detriment of everything else, right? Golf was not my thing. Still isn't my thing. I think the concept of hitting a ball and following it and then occasionally putting it in a hole to make you feel like you've accomplished something is kind of a ridiculous thing. And then you watch it on television and they hit that ball and it flies up in the sky and the camera pans up, stares at blue sky for a while, and then drops down to the green grass, and you see this ball bouncing. To me, it doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? But some people love it, right? Being their authentic self. I could never get into golf for that reason because it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't jive with me. It doesn't feel right to me, right? Felt right to my father. It feels right to my friend Dan, right? Doesn't feel right to me. I just don't enjoy it. Being my authentic self. The interesting thing about being your authentic self is when you are doing the things that you love and you are living into your full expression, the people who will love you for you will surround you. The people who will also see you as you will find you unique, because most people in the world are trying to put on a mask to fit into groups, to fit a stereotype. I remember going to my ex-wife's house to pick up my son, and she brought her friend out to meet me. And as her friend walked up, I could see the facade around her. I could see the fake person around her. I could feel it. I could feel the disingenuous nature of her. And I was just like, I just really have no intention of ever getting to know this person on a grander scale until she comes full to herself and authentic to herself. That may sound terrible. That may sound mean. But when I see such masks put on, they're always going to justify why they have a mask on. And when I look at, how did Jeshua have such loving energy? It's because he never had a mask on. He was always himself. He always put himself out there fully. And the more you do that, the more charismatic you are. The more you stand out from the crowd who are all wearing the same kind of masks. And those same kind of masks are making the world look bland and boring. And in reality, being unique in the world is what makes people become stars, become famous, become known, become feeling like a loving person. He was literally intending love. And he was intending love in his present moment with no fear. And that's how he did it. Now, the response to this was through meditation the easy way. And the question is if this is how Jeshua had done this. Me speak English good. That video talks about exhaling and just coming back with no belief, no dogma, no ritual, just letting go of your fears and anxieties. Well, number one, that's completely present. Number two, that's completely fearless. So absolutely, that's where your authentic lives. Your authentic self lives at the bottom of that breath. You exhale, you come back to your base nature, which is love, without all of the fears and anxieties and stresses and angers and frustrations and annoyances of the world. You just come back to that place, and that's what people feel. And so I hope that answers your question. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.